car champion Visser Du Plessis and Gerard Snyman in the Pertex Subaru. Like Wilken, Du Plessis also opted for dry tyres. After stage 1, Jan Habig puts his name on top of the leaderboard, but only by 5 seconds from a determined young Damso. Gemmel occupies third, and although Fekken set the 4th fastest time, his 40-second time penalty places him outside the top 10 in the overall standings. Latergan leads the production car pack. At 47 kilometers, stage 1 was the longest of the entire rally. Stage 2 was a much friendlier 16.5 kilometers just outside of Ribierkasteel, but still flooded with lots of water, just waiting to drown some more rally cars. And what a great sight it was to see the BP Ultimate Polo of Habig and Judd in full flight. The champions were back in form and blasted around stage 2 in another winning time of just 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
The second stage was pretty good, a bit of water, but not as bad. Pretty quick stage, quite flowing. Enjoyed it.
Gemmel and Marsh, third on stage 1 in the Castrol Toyota Runix, went one better on stage 2 to set the second fastest time, just 7 seconds slower. And that, in spite of having no clutch, forcing them to start the Runix with the starter motor. Damso and Frey were on a mission. They crossed the flying finish in a time of 7 minutes and 55 seconds, putting the Team Total Evolution Runix in second position overall, 14 seconds behind Habig after these 2 stages.
Picked up a misfire about a quarter away from the engine now.
The Williams Polo of John and Doug is slowly but surely getting closer and closer to stage winning times. They were 4th fastest on stage 2.
Now just trying too hard, and there was a 90 right. Just came in too fast and realized I wasn't going to make the turn and went straight up the back, stalled the car and had to get going. So.
Fekken and Aries knew that all they have to do to become 2008 Sasol Rally champions is to finish the Swartland Rally in the top 8. A 5th fastest stage time on stage 2 was exactly what they needed.
Look, there's the whole of tomorrow left, so we'll see where we lie tonight, and then we'll play it by ear tomorrow.
Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton were as consistent as always, crossing the flying finish in the 6th fastest time.
8:14.
Hein Latergan and Johan van der Merwe gave their new sponsors Afrox something to smile about after also setting the production car pace on stage 2, albeit by only 1 second. Unfortunately, the Afrox Subaru suffered some damage, causing tense moments at the end of stage 2. Production car points leaders Wilken and Godridge and the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru needed another solid points finish, and with Latergan now missing in action, Wilken could focus his attention on the remaining Class M4 drivers.
60. Keep left of the water. It's right 7. Wipers, wipers.
I'm not going to take any risks, so we're on dries and get through the day.
The Philips Toyota of Ryan and Vermeulen made a welcome return to the top 10 by setting the 9th fastest stage time in stage 2, just 2 seconds faster than the Nobili Mitsubishi Lancer of Paul Pfeiffer and Cindy Harding, who were recovering from the massive amount of time they lost in stage 1.
I can only go for a couple of stage wins, not stage wins, but good stage times. That's all I can really hope for. Obviously, I'm not in the race anymore.
Only 14 seconds separated the Polo of champion Habig in 1st and the Runix of JP Damso in 2nd. Fekken sits in 4th, but was still facing a 40-second time penalty that would drop him right down the leaderboard. Van Niekerk and Keen were tied, and so were Williams and Latergan. After the break, Swartland Rally action continues with close encounters as the rally machines tackle each other on the Killarney racing circuit. After 2 stages on extremely wet farm roads in the Swartland, the rally returned to Cape Town for 2 more stages, but this time on dry and familiar tarmac of the Killarney racing circuit. Stage 3 would take in a number of laps of Killarney in the opposite direction, with additional obstacles in the way. The rally cars would also start the stage with 1-minute intervals instead of the usual 2 minutes, resulting in nail-biting rally and racing action. Former multiple track racing champions Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich displayed excellent car driving skills and completed the stage in an overall winning time of 7 minutes and 25 seconds, giving the Cecil Tony Commonwealth Subaru fans something to cheer about.
Straight over.
The BP Ultimate Polo S2000 of Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson set the second fastest time, just 1 second slower than Wilkin. As with the racing, the times between the top drivers were close. The difference between Wilkin's fastest time and the 7th fastest time set by the Williams Polo was only 8 seconds, with Damso, Habich, Gemmel and Fecken all in between. Night fell as the crews prepared to tackle the final stage of the first day of the Swartland Rally. The stage was called Twisty One with good reason, as it made use of not only the racetrack, but also a combination of its service roads. With obstacles such as pavements, pit walls and tunnels never far away, a driver has more to lose than to gain on this type of stage, especially at night. For these type night stages, the rally cars are fitted with huge spotlights that light up the night skies and hopefully show the quickest way around the tricky and twisty stage. Keane and Hodgson took advantage of the conditions in their BP Ultimate Polo by beating the opposition by a rather large margin of 7 seconds. But even so, day one was all about the polo of Jan Habich and Douglas Judd, who ended the day's proceedings with a comfortable 20-second lead over hometown hero Jean-Pierre Damso. After this stage, Lady Luck also turned her back on Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton when the engine in their Runx decided to call it a day. So after the end of day one and 4 stages, champion Habich leads the pack by a comfortable 20 seconds. The only way Habich could defend his title was to try and win the event and put Fecken under pressure, hoping that the latter would crack and not finish in the top 8. So far, this plan was almost working, as Fecken, worth his 42nd penalty, was lurking down in 7th. Behind the expensive and state-of-the-art S2000 and Class N4 production car machines, the rest of the field also found the going wet and tough. In the top two-wheel drive class, Class A7, Adrian Carth and Menno Havelaar in the Net Connect VW Polo took the lead in stage 1 and managed to hold on to it for the rest of the day. Carth even survived this moment on the Killarney racetrack, courtesy of Gugu Zulu in the BP Ultimate Polo. Special Vehicles off-road champion Evan Hutchison and Greg Gericke in the Motorrad Toyota Runx put in one of their best performances of the year so far by occupying second in class, just 11 seconds off the lead. Former Northern's Regions champion Michael Otto and Armand de Toy drove steadily in their Barleywood Toyota Corolla to make third in class their own. Gugu Zulu and Carl Peskin had an eventful day, but they were still within striking distance. Class A6 for two-wheel drive cars up to 2 litres in engine capacity has provided some of the best and closest battles of all the classes so far this year. Class veterans Craig Trott and Tony Ball clinched the class title during last month's Osram Rally, but the Team Total Evolution Runx also struggled in the water and lost a lot of time on day one. The new Team Total Evolution Toyota Auris of Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin got over its teething problems. Musa was driving the Auris with full commitment, setting excellent stage times in the process, and completed the day just 16 seconds from the class lead. This lead was held by the Panhard Seats VW Polo of Stefan Wilkin and Llewellyn Fourie, who were driving spectacularly and fast all day. Both Wilkin and Musa were not far behind the faster and more powerful Class A7 cars and finished the day in 14th and 15th overall. Class A5 for 1300 and 1400cc Tazes, Yaris's, City Golfs and Ford cars is the training ground for future champions. At the age of only 16, Ashley Haig Smith is by far the youngest South African rally driver, but his youth does present one serious problem.
My navigator's got to drive all the open sections as such, because I'm only legal to drive on rally stages.
Unfortunately for the youngster, his rally ended in stage 1 after his Yaris hit a bump and rolled. Steve Mearns and Kieran Noonan were hoping for a good result in their multi-purpose cement Toyota Taz, but the water on the opening stages robbed them of any chance to win the class. Mearns still managed to finish the day third in class. Chart Conradi and Tian Rabe and their team Techwood Toyota Taz were Class A5 title hopefuls at the start of the Swartland Rally. Conradi survived the two muddy stages up north to occupy second in class, but lost control on the by now infamous sweep at Killarney, ending all his title aspirations. Vusi Mbanga and Sean Visser were having one of their best outings in the team total Toyota Horus. Vusi was not winning any stages in the process, but survived the initial challenge of the wet conditions to end the day second in Class A5. Championship leaders Andre Kleinwerk and Des de Fortier once again took command of Class A5. The BP Ultimate City Golf only needed a good finish to clinch the class championship, but Kleinwerk had a good rhythm and finished the day with an almost 4-minute lead. Class stalwarts Rodney Versage and Carolyn Swan might have had a healthy Class N3 championship lead, but Costa Komatarakis and Lau Zetsman still had a fighting chance. Unfortunately for the Natalian, his charge also drowned in stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2, we had an engine problem and lost 9 minutes in stage. So Rodney right now, all he has to do is finish ahead of us and he wraps up the championship on this event.
This allowed Versage and Swan to concentrate on their own rally, and they did. The Total Evolution Runnings completed day 1 in the lead of Class N3, but more importantly, in a fantastic 11th position overall, ahead of much faster and more powerful machines. The Sassel Toyota Runnings of Etienne Letour and Patrick Vermaak were in the Class N3 fight until their engine gave up the ghost in stage 3. This left the door open for Cape Townians Duncan English and Rob Williams to occupy second in their runnings. Class N3 winners on the previous 2 events, Etienne Lawrence and Alvin Coetzee, were having trouble in their Ford and HRD Racing Fiesta, but still held on to third in class at the end of day 1. The Swartland Rally drew 2 entries in Class N2. Rian and wife Hestrie Erasmus were leading the battle between themselves and the Team React Mitsubishi Lancer of Stephen White and Jonathan Bright. In the top S2000 class, Habig was still leading the way with a 20-second advantage over Damso, with Gemmel a further 15 seconds back. Wilken had control of the production cars and Class N4. Adrian Karth was only 11 seconds ahead of Evan Hutchison in Class A7, while Stefan Wilken and Mohamed Musa had 16 seconds between them in Class A6. Kleinwerk was minutes ahead of the Class A5 field, and Rodney Versage had a commanding Class N3 lead. This is day 2.